Millions of Americans are still wondering tonight if food will be on the table next month. That's after federal judges ruled the government needs to fund the SNAP program through the government shutdown. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcido is here to walk us through what these new court rulings could mean for 42 million Americans who depend on the program. Angelina, Georgia families may have to wait even longer, though, to find out.
Yeah, Jennifer, that's because even with this legal victory, food stamps aren't guaranteed just yet. Tonight, President Trump posting on Truth Social, he's asked lawyers to determine whether or not the administration can legally fund the SNAP program during the shutdown, and blaming Democrats for keeping the government closed. Right now, even if the USDA agrees to pay out benefits, that switch will not be easy.
The deal isn't quite done, right? But these are positive steps.
Progress, but uncertainty remains.
The Department of Justice could still appeal the case.
F.A. Finch Floyd, the director of economic justice at the Georgia Budget and Policy Institute. She says judges argue the USDA needs to use the contingency fund for SNAP benefits.
And this is critically important.
But even if the USDA plans to pay out benefits, she says it's not a light switch.
Back on October 10th, USDA sent a memo to states saying, hey, pause, don't send your SNAP EBT information to the EBT processors just yet.
With states usually doing that several weeks before the next month, those who use SNAP would have their benefits delayed. Plus, the contingency fund will only go so far.
It will take about $8 billion to provide SNAP benefits. From my understanding, the contingency fund has between $5 and $6 billion.
For now, Finch Floyd says support from food banks and charities will still be needed to fill the gap before benefits start flowing.
I would like to know, what is the state of Georgia going to be doing in that interim?
It's a good question there. There are several questions left to be answered here. The main ones, how SNAP recipients will be communicated with and when benefits will actually hit their EBT cards in November. That's why that help in the interim is crucial.
Angelina, I have a question for you, too. We know that food banks and school districts across Metro Atlanta are already preparing to try to help families that could be affected here. But those who benefit from WIC in Georgia, they're also concerned here.
Yeah, that concern, again, coming from the anticipation the program will also be affected by the government shutdown. We did reach out, but the Department of Human Services says DPH is projecting that Georgia WIC will have sufficient funding to continue the program operations through approximately mid-November. However, a break in WIC benefits could occur due to an extended federal government shutdown. Now, they are encouraging WIC participants to continue going to appointments and use the eWIC card at authorized Georgia WIC vendors until otherwise directed. Jennifer.